Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today we're going to start the animation again. Now we'll start with the explicit animation and the animation classes and the animation controller, and we will try to understand it how it works and what is the flow of that animation and in your app. So already with the stateful widget, you can see here on the screen. This is the my app. The app name is my app, and we have a stateful widget. I have one material app, the one is keyboard, and you can see there is a child with the welcome screen. You can see here. Now we want to implement the animation. So in the previous tutorial, we have discussed about like the animation container and animated line. So those are the implicit animation, and we have just started, and there is no other control over the animation. Now in this tutorial we will understand the concept of the controller, and we will have more control on the animation part. So let's start. Okay, so first of all we have to implement the uh, single trigger mixing. So this implements the trigger class, and the trigger can be used by any object, right? That needs to be notified when a new frame is ready. So what happen in the animation is the uh, moving a frame, right? So once a new frame is ready, then we have to notify. So that will be the part of the single trigger provided state mixing. Now, so we have two more important things. One is the animation. So let's design animation, and with the animation controller. Okay. What is the difference between the animation and the animation controller? So, so first of all, animation the abstract class. You can see here. If you click on the control and the hand button, you can see the animation is the abstract class. So abstract class, and so animation object of the animation class contains the information about the animation, like it's running as of now, or it's completed, or it's just started. So it only holds the information about the animation, but doesn't know does not know uh, any information about what happened on the screen. So so for controlling those information on the screen side, we have another we need a controller which manage the animation, right? So let's start, then you will understand it how it works. So so you want to read the animations once the widget is ready. So we have to initialize all the variables in our init class, right? So let's start with the init one. Now I have to uh, define the controller first. So let me define the controller. So you can see the controller, and the constructor is the animation controller, and this is the VC. So this is similar to the async process. By using this, we have to prevent off-screen animation, like from consuming the unnecessary resources from the processes. Now the next variable is we have to provide the duration, and the concept is same. Duration method and provide the timing in second, minute, hours, whatever you want. So let me add 2 seconds. Okay. Now next part is we have to design define the animation. The animation will use the Tween class. So Tween is a class which will interpolate between 2 points, like between 2 points or whatever we have provided, and then start and then put. Let's suppose I am providing the double. Okay, I'm saying okay. Now we have to provide the begin and end position. So what a tween what it will do, it will start from your begin point as a starting point of the animation and will end at that point. So let me start with the 100. Generally value ranges for the tween is 1 to 0, but we are using as of now 100. That is fine. Now 500. Okay, now I want to animate this tween on the controller. So let me animate this on the controller. Sorry, we have to provide the input. Okay. Now my animation is ready. Now the controller is ready. So we want to animate for the duration 2 seconds, and the starting position will be the 100 and end position will be the end will be the 500, right? Starting from 100 and end so ending at 500. Now so you can see here, one is the listener. Okay, so what it does, so listener is a method which is being called on every value change in between. Like if we will start our animation from 100 and it's starting from 100 point something values and it's till 500, so every changes in the value, the add listener will be called. So what we need to do, we have to rebuild our widget on every change of these values. So we have to just call the set state, so that on the changing of every value, our widget will be rebuilt. Now, so this is going to be called on every change of these values within 2 seconds. Okay. Now, another matter we have on this, you can see here, add status listener. Okay. So this is the method which have the running state of the animation. Like as of now, the animation is running or it has been completed. Okay. So this will this method will be called every change in the value, and this will be called whenever there is a change in the status, like it's completed, dismissed, or end. Okay. Now let's move to the build method and we have to design something. Let me add suppose I am adding a container, and the height uh, will be, so what I want to do, I want to assign this value as a height or width, which is going to be changed between 2 seconds. So to access the latest value from the class, we can use the animation dot value. So you can use this like this one. Okay, and I also need to implement the same value as of now. Okay. Now let me add Flutter logo. Okay, that's it. Let me label this one. Okay, now you can see the logo here, but there is no animation, right? So let's see what happened. Okay, so you can see here, we have added our add listener, we have added the add status listener method, but we did not start our animation, so we have to start the animation first. So for this we have to use the forward method, uh, control dot forward method to start the animation. Okay, now let's rebuild this again. Yeah, so you can see, let me increase the time so that you will see, and let me just this side. So you will see the changes in the logo size, height and width. Yeah, you can see, right? So now here you can see, uh, once we reached the point 500, uh, the animation will stop. So now what I want to do, I do not want to stop the animation. I just want to, once the animation will reach their complete point, it has to be reversed. So this is the method. Method will contain the status, like it is running or completed the status. So let me check listener dot. You can see here, animation dot completed, right? So what I want to do, I want to reverse the animation. I want to start in that scenario. I want to make this point as a starting point and this is an end point. So what I can do, I can just put the controller dot reverse, and if it else if animation dot so dismissed, then I want to forward that animation. Okay, now let's rebuild it. Now it's in a forward position. It's completed. Now you can see it's going to reverse. So it is running fine. Okay, okay, let me explain one more time. So here you can see, we are using the current value of the animation. So now for each and every point which are going to be changed within this range, it the add function add listener will be called, and the add listener is calling the set state. So it is forcing to rebuild the widget again and again. That's why you are seeing on the screen it's increasing and decreasing the side. Now the next point what I did, I just started checking, okay, if the animation is complete, then move into the reverse direction, and it's dismissed, then move to the forward direction. So this is all about the animation. So here you can see we are using the double, but we have another option like changing the color. So we will have those discussion in the next tutorial. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching this one. If you like this video, please like this one, and also subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you so much.